Hola, good people, and welcome back to We Are the New Normal. I am Sam. Good to see you. Glad you came back. So, today, what was on my mind is just about accountability. Um, and accountability when it comes to specifically people who go through life and tend to have a victim mentality. And what I mean by victim mentality, of course, we know you play the victim in most circumstances, in that you feel like everything is happening to you. Everything in your life is happening to you. People are doing things to you. They are hurting you. Their actions are bad towards you. Your circumstance is terrible to you. It's just like everything is happening to you, as if you have no control over it, number one, to change it, or if you have had no contribution to that. So accountability touches on you realizing, number one, that life is not from the perspective of you and then things at you. When you have that perspective of looking outward first, a lot of things end up having problems. So when you change this perspective from everything on the outside happening to me, things coming at me, people's attitudes coming at me, people's bad words coming at me, bad situations coming to me, if you look from a different perspective, look from inside out. So when you look from inside out, because you have to realize that you are absolutely in control of you, and you are actually only in control of you. So when you're trying to solve a problem and you're trying to find it at the root cause will rarely be something on the outside. It will rarely be external that is the cause of your problem, although it manifests outwardly in a situation, or your financial status, or your social status, or your weight, or the way you look, or the way that you speak, or how much you know. Whatever is a manifestation of that. It comes from the inside, about how you are thinking about yourself and whether or not you accept that fact that you are in control. So therefore, everything that's happening around you, you have controlled, therefore you have caused. And it's not to point a finger to make you feel bad. It's kind of just to hope that you see it from the perspective of, it's something that I can change because I did it. I controlled that whole situation. My actions controlled what happened to me. My attitude controlled how people treated me. So if you want to fix all of those problems, start with the one root cause, which is something internal, something that you need to change at home before you think it's something coming to you from outside. We all should understand at this point that our thoughts, how we feel about ourselves, how we look at life, how we view situations, actually determines the outcome, in a way that it determines how you see it, and then therefore how you react to it, and then the chain reaction goes from there. We understand that we control what's outside of us. We will be very much less likely to take the victim approach, that things are just happening to me, that I don't have anything to do with that, and there's nothing I can do about that. Those are two false thoughts when it comes to being in a situation or encountering things that you don't seem to want in your life, but they still keep seeming to be there. It is not an external attack coming at you. It is an external manifestation of the attack on the inside coming out. And a lot of times we don't realize that a lot of the things that we try to hide, people see. And so when they see that, and you're unaware that they see that, when you react and interact with people and they feel that from you, or they see that from you, their reaction to you is based on that, and you don't even realize that. So sometimes you feel like, you say something to someone and the response is totally inappropriate or unnecessary afterwards. It may be that they are picking up on what you said, in addition to a whole bunch that you didn't have to say that they see as well. So, accountability helps not to point a finger, not to make you feel bad. It is to tell you to take your damn power back. Okay, if you were that good at creating this shit that you're in, what if you put some focus and attention into consciously creating what you want for yourself? If you put that same fervor and energy into observing what you do and how it affects your life, and whatever you don't like, putting the energy towards changing it, you created that other mess without trying. How do you think your life would be if you actually put some energy and focus towards creating the life that you want? So accountability should not make you feel bad. It should be, yet again, another tool to pinpoint to you, so you don't have to look, what it is that you need to work on to better your life, to change what you got going on. It's just an indicator. Friend of mine, good friend of mine that I used to work with, Mr. D. Goodwin, I won't put his whole name out there, but he used to say all the time, check yourself. It might be you. When you feel like every time you have an interaction with someone, it's crappy. When you feel like you always get the short end of the stick in every situation. When you feel like you're always going to be broke. When you feel like, I always get cheated on. When you feel like I'm never the popular one or the center of attention. Whatever it is that you feel like you're not getting, it's not the outside doing it to you. They are responding to what you're putting out there. So when you think that everyone else is acting the same shitty way, the only common denominator is you. So check yourself. It might be you. And believe me, I've had to check myself in the mirror many a day. Embarrass myself in front of myself. But it helped. It allowed me to change behaviors that I felt were repetitively negative and not beneficial to my life. Wanted to blame that external interaction for being what it is, but having to realize that an interaction is simply a dance between two people, and they're going to respond to you based on what you're giving off, in addition to other things. But that's the biggest thing. When you're face to face with someone, or you're in an interaction and it's two people, it's only you and them. So they're feeding off of you and you're feeding off of them, and that's how it goes. So it's insides coming out. It's not outsides attacking inwardly. So accountability. Looking yourself in the mirror and looking at situations where you think that you've hurt people. Looking at situations where, like I say, you feel like you're always getting the short end of the stick. You're not getting what you want out of it. The only thing you can change is yourself. So look at yourself and see what it is that you can do differently to change that situation. That's all accountability is. It's not pointing a finger, because we all are going through this for the first time. Nobody's been here on this day looking like this, doing this on this day. Everything's new to everyone. So you can't feel bad about the mistakes that you make, but you have to just look at them though and put them on the shelf and take the information out that you need and roll with it. So accountability should not feel like an attack. It'll only feel like an attack to you if you just don't even really want to acknowledge that your behaviors have something to do with what's going on around you, or that your behaviors actually hurt other people. When you don't want to acknowledge that, accountability feels like it's an attack, but it shouldn't be. It should just be you checking yourself, like your best friend, like your girlfriend, like your homeboy that loves you, just checking you to keep you, on the right path. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all love in that. So when we hold ourselves accountable, we are showing that we love ourselves. We are showing that we love the people around us, not to engage in unhealthy behavior that we refuse to accept comes from us. And none of us, I think, does it purposely. We are doing it for whatever reason, to cope, because we have certain beliefs, whatever. But it's not, I don't think anybody actually does it just to hurt people, but we do. So acknowledging all of that feels a little crappy, but you do it by yourself. And then once you get that out, you have the strength to then apologize to those that you need to apologize to, or just to take the steps forward, say from this point on, this is the behavior and the attitude that I'm going to adopt because I want this certain outcome. All right? So don't feel bad. Nobody's pointing a finger. If anybody's pointing a finger, I'm pointing like 5, 6, 10 of them at myself. I have to hold myself accountable. I have to be realistic about the situations that I'm in, how I put myself in those situations. It could be just how I'm thinking about things, about how I react to things. I have something to do with it. I am the only common denominator of everything going on in my life. So, the little gem that I'm going to drop on you today, as I see my, the vein is like popping on my forehead. All right, so the gem I'm going to drop on you today, I don't even know who the quote is by, anonymous, unknown, and it says that you either hold yourself accountable or you will be held accountable by your circumstances. Let that melt on your mind. Thank you once again. I'm back in my sunshine, sweating it out, trying to enjoy the last days of summer. I don't know how long it's going to last, and hopefully, maybe a couple more weeks, but golden days are the best days. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I hope your week has gotten off to a wonderful start and just gets better as it goes along. I thank you guys once again for coming to see me. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe and also ring the bell so you'll know when I do drop the videos. But it is every Monday, so come and check me. Thank you guys so much for coming to see me. And I have to say once again, you are good people. Have a good life.